On that note, though, I think we can transition to that. Like, shout out to Dwight Howard and Carmelo Anthony for being first ballot. Like, seeing Dwight Howard be nominated as first ballot in that way, that shit made the hairs on my arm stand because I watched that dude dominate.
You talk about forget, I go right back to you, but a lot of people forget what Dwight Howard has done for the game of basketball. Like his resume is all defensive team at least 3 times.
He won. I think he won 3 or 4 of them.
3 or 4. All-Star at least, I believe, like 7.
Yeah, 7, 8. He was dominating the league.
I can't get back to you, but he's
well-deserving. Well-deserved for him. Obviously, for Melo, I mean, come on. I think he was probably, I know everybody talks about KD being the best scorer they've ever seen. I think Melo's right up there. Like,
Melo is definitely up there.
Make it look too easy.
Yeah, that's when New York was relevant.
Why you do that?
What?
Why did you just say, yo, what's up?
Wait, what happened?
I don't say nothing when I come across
He want
Philly.
niggas to jump away.
No, but wait, what happened?
I don't say nothing when we talk about Philly.
No, what did I do?
He just did a little.
Like y'all little niggas like, what's up?
Yo, but notice that nobody says nothing when Philly comes up.
Nothing because
we don't never tie you to Philly.
Because he don't press down on Philly, but he like.
And we don't press on New York.
But you know what that is? That's New York. It just put pressure on you. We just here. We just we pass through. And we leave.
Yo, that's crazy. Yo, that's nuts, bro.
That's it. But I feel you though. Go ahead, finish.
But just shout out to Melo and Dwight, man. We also had Mickey Harrison got inducted into the Hall of Fame. They also have this one caught me by surprise. Billy Donovan. First I don't know if he's first ballot, but
meaning he doesn't deserve? It's questionable.
You gonna put him those 2 national championships he got back in, what was that, 07, 08?
I was in Florida, right?
Yeah.
I feel like they give him a lot of credit, too, from when he slid from Florida over to OKC. And he gave OKC that push to contend. Because remember, Billy Donovan was there when they went to the finals against Braun.
No, he wasn't.
Who was the coach?
Scott Brooks.
That's true.
They fired. Yeah, he was after Scott Brooks.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, so was he right? Was Scott Brooks right after?
No, Scott Brooks was the coach that was coaching them.
And Billy Donovan was after him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he was after him.
Damn,
so it just, I don't know.
And he coached the Bulls too, right?
He coached the Bulls, yep. And I don't know where he's coaching at now. But yeah, I mean.
Yeah, is he in the league?
I don't know if Billy Donovan. That one was just kind of like, okay, like.
Maybe because of his presence from a college standpoint.
He definitely got a lot.
Oh, he's still the head coach of the Bulls. He's been there He's been there since 2020. I think he's running his course, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know about that one. But he seems like a good dude. He's won the Final Four 4 times. He won the tournament twice, obviously back-to-back with Florida, 06, 07.
Back-to-back speaks volumes.
Won the SEC 3 years in a row, but won it 4 times. I mean, he got a resume. He got a resume.
Hold on, we got to get Dwight shit off though.
What happened?
8-time All-Star.
Oh yeah.
5-time rebound champ. 2-time block champ. 2020 NBA champ. I forget he was on the Lakers team.
He wasn't
when he put in work. Where's JaVale McGee?
Yeah, that was a squad.
Anthony Davis and shout out to AD.
Squad.
They be beating up AD like that wasn't his first year with the Lakers and he got a ring. But I digress.
Talk your talk.
I'm just saying. 2000. He got all rookie. What?
Nothing.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Man,
We're gonna run that clip back. It's fine.
Yeah, that's
it's fine. We got you.
I see you.
We
bro.
just gonna have to run your tips back. We gonna run it back. It's fine. It's fine.
That's crazy, bro.
What I do?
I thought we got past that.
We didn't address that.
You don't feel like
Yeah, he
No.
don't. He don't.
No, I'm about to ask you a question. Hold on.
You don't respect it.
You don't. How you feel like the?
You can see in his eyes that he's on bullshit right now. By the way, but go ahead.
Nah,
the bubble
super.
season, just the competitiveness in terms of
he not hearing it.
just watching basketball. Like I feel like if you, like you just said earlier, if you're a real basketball fan, I just feel like the way they was competing in the bubble was crazy.
Match or not? You're not feeling that.
You said what?
That's crazy. I knew he was doing that.
Man.
That's fine.
Man. No, but in all seriousness, I'm gonna answer your question. I think that it counts.
What's your problem with it?
If there's an asterisk there,
Why?
because it was just.
Why is there an? We did this before.
Okay, we're gonna leave it where it is. They won.
No, we're not doing that because we're here because of you.
Yeah.
Right.
You did
if the San Antonio Spurs, because now I'm just like repeating myself. If the San Antonio Spurs won the NBA bubble, would there be an asterisk next to it?
No.
There would not be.
No, I don't like giving the Lakers. I don't like just giving them. I think it's a part of me not to. Let's just move on.
You sound like you have a lot of different things going on.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't
you
like.
You want to give them credit.
Nah, I don't like the Lakers that much that I don't want to give them credit. I think that's what I'm biased. I'm biased.
I'm
biased. Yeah, I'm biased. I think that's what it is.
We can't take the ring from them.
No, you can't. They still got it. I mean, Dwight Howard had it on when he was giving the.
What's the other one? Not most recently, but when remember when Braun and them were going crazy with the Bulls Life hoops mixtapes, and it was a half a season. It was a lockout.
Oh,
who won that? I'm trying to. That was like around 2000. Was he on the Heat? Was he going to the Heat?
So the lockout year was '99. The Spurs won that lockout year. Not that one. And then there was another lockout year. That was the year that
they still wearing big ass shorts.
I think that was the year Brian was with the Heat. I'm sorry, he was with Miami. The Spurs won. I believe that was 2014.
So y'all won that year?
Yeah, we did.
That count?
Yes. Because it wasn't a pandemic. It was a lockout.
So you got the half a season. Y'all play less games.
Yeah, but we still played. We didn't.
They didn't play in a bubble?
I mean.
What do you mean?
I ain't giving the Lakers no credit.
That's fine.
I'm being biased.
That's fine.
I don't really have a.
I don't like that you act like that. But that's fine. Well, I'm gonna focus back up. So shout out to Dwight Howard. Well deserved. Let me pull my boy Melo up real quick.
Melo.
I think with Carmelo Anthony is
Melo top 20 on the scoring list.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he is.
Top 20 on the scoring list.
I feel like with Melo, let's see his list. Top 10-time All-Star, 2012, 2013 scoring champ, 6-time All-NBA, All-Rookie 03-04, and top 75 for Melo.
He is a top 75 player. Dwight Howard was also top 75.
No, he wasn't. Him and Kyrie were not.
Oh, they did leave him off. How you leave a Hall of Famer off the top 75?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a question.
I'm surprised.
That's the question we're gonna pose right now. How do you leave a Hall of Famer off the top 75 list? That makes no sense. NBA.
Can I answer you?
Can we now go back and talk about that?
I feel like the narrative around people like Dwight Howard, the narrative around people like Russell
Kyrie.
Westbrook.
Yep, Kyrie.
The narrative around people like Kyrie. I'll go back to Westbrook and Dwight Howard because I feel like they're close. When you look at the top of their careers, like the first 10 years, you remember more of their body of work as opposed to the end.
Yeah.
Westbrook moved around a lot more, went from the Wizards, then went to the Lakers, then went to the Clippers.
Yeah.
Now he's on
Denver.
Now he's on Denver.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard moved around a lot, went to the Lakers twice, went to Houston, tried to figure it out with James Harden, but wasn't able to, and then was able to muscle through and get one with the Lakers. But all of his shenanigans, his personality, who he was, I feel like that took away from what he did on the court.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like, if we're going to talk basketball, just keep it in between the lines. But also, we got to be real. There's a political side to this.
Yeah.
It is.
And you can't ignore the way that people view you because it's going to matter and it's going to count when they want to give you that stamp to like, okay, you get the gold jacket. Because it does matter and it's accounted to who he is. Yeah.
But Dwight, I give him a lot of credit because normally players don't spend the block on a team they once played for and they felt like they
wasn't wanted.
Yeah, they wasn't wanted because when he was there with Kobe, they was tired of him
they
laughing.
Were shitting on him.
Yeah, they ain't like none of that. They said he had the back injury. Yeah. Remember in
LA,
they
believe he was really
and they didn't believe he was hurt.
Correct.
And then he spent the block and helped them win a championship. So that shows a lot of
third time. That's the third time.
Yeah, that was the third time.
Yeah, but the thing to that even go for what you're saying now too is like, I remember Dwight Howard talking. I think he might have been on Gil's Arena. Shout out to them. He was talking about the reason why his personality is the way he is. Back to the high school episode we did, he came out of high school.
Yeah.
He's 17, 18 years old. That's just who he was as a person.
He's a big kid.
He was a big-ass kid. He never saw himself being able to, a small school too.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Never saw himself being able to step into a realm amongst greats and be in a room with these types of players.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not saying I get the excuse, but I understand his perspective, and that's just naturally who he is as a person. We just got to take that for what he is. Yeah. And nonetheless, he's well deserving of it. But back to Melo, I just wish Melo like so many different flowers. He's deserving of it. I think people are going to see and really getting inside the mind of Melo. Like, I love the segment he just did on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn where he has a GM segment now. and he's talking about how and why he would have bought the Washington Wizards, why he could make the team better, and the components of the team that he would make better.
He has some good ideas too.
He has great ideas.
He said when you get in 2 blocks of the arena, there should be an experience. Yeah, it should be an experience already happening.
He also admits that his era of players are the reason why some of that shit died down. They didn't want to go to certain sporting events. They didn't want to go to things for the fans because it just was too much and it wasn't a part of their day-to-day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a problem because you got to give back to the experience. And now, if you look, and that's a good point because today's NBA is everyone's saying, oh, ratings in there. Oh, it's a bad product. Oh, it's this. They got all these negative things to cite. But what we're really missing in all of this is that experiences are not being 1,000%. Made. And so we got to get back to creating and curating an environment where experiences are taking place so that fans feel connected. Yep. For point of case, I was at the Sixers game last night. I had an extra ticket. I called around. No one flocked to that.
Nobody wanted to
nobody wanted to go to the game.
Ticket.
Free ticket.
That's nasty.
But I think it had everything to do with like the experience, and then also the team is doing
They're
poorly.
Not doing well.
You got to continue to people like the league is run by like the governors of these teams are. You got to understand like these guys are billionaires. They don't understand culture. They don't understand experience, and so there's a lot of politics in terms of I'm just going to hire all of my kids or my son to run the team, and it's like that's good, but if he doesn't also understand those things, then what are we doing? Because the truth be told, these NBA owners don't make a lot of money year over year. You know what I mean? So I think people they don't understand that mechanism is that the way these owners make money off these teams is when they go to sell them. That's why they drive the valuation up by, creating, they might do renovations to the stadium. They might rebuild a new stadium, and so on and so forth. So I just think that, we just got to get back to a point in our league where experiences are being made, no matter if the team is good or not, right? Because I still think, like, for example, the Sixers are not good this year. You still can curate experiences with the fans to keep them connected to the sport.
Even though the team isn't good right now.
Correct. Yeah. And teams do a horrible job at doing it because it's poorly run. So shout out to Melo for sharing that vision. And hopefully one day he does get the opportunity to have ownership.
He will. Because now we could wrap this segment up. He's going to be on CBS. NBA on NBC. Really? Excuse me, NBA on NBC. Yes. He's gonna be one of the analysts. So
I do like that.
Big shout out to Melo. Hopefully people see him for who he is, who his brand really is, and stay mellow.
Yeah.